One more drink tonight. Oh shit, is the mic on? Okay, that's my Little Pony thing, which was fun, and that was a good video. I think it was taken down, but maybe reinstated. I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome. My name's Devin. I got this fun video from Rowan. I'm just getting started watching it. Devin Tracy and Sexbot's Christmas special. And he's got a little thing of, what's her name? Tinkerbell hugging me. And he made my kangaroo smile. I mean, this guy puts in production. It's unbelievable. And I think he's talking about the push-up challenge, but he's also, I guess, talking about sex bots, which is always a fun topic. And apparently this Jewish chick who used to watch my videos is making videos. And that's his favorite Jew. Weird. Just random and weird. Now, I've been making a video for the last couple hours, and now I'm ready to do a final pass on it. Basically, all the hard shit is done, and it's a half-hour video. Mad Max to end it. And it's about Cosmo, this dude, whose name is Gavin Long, and he's the guy who killed 3 cops in Baton Rouge, and he is a TYT fan. And I was amazed, when it came out that this guy did this. I went to his YouTube channel. They delete his YouTube channel a couple days after they found out that he was the guy that had murdered the cops. But before they did that, I went to his channel just to see who the guy was and what he was about. And he had a bunch of anti-cop stuff on there. And wouldn't you know it, there are a couple Young Turk videos that he had mirrored on his channel. Not just mirrored, but did a response video too. He was clearly influenced by the Young Turks, and he looked up to them. He got his talking points from them. Guys like Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore fed the hatred that led to this guy going out and killing cops. And nobody ever talked about it. And what did the Young Turks do? They went and they didn't talk about this. They ignored this, and they took their videos down. So they copyright, they did copyright claims, so that the guy got strikes, or YouTube was forced to take them down. They rarely do that, but they were in a panic, and they're like, holy shit, distance ourselves from this. And I'm about to uncover this like I'm goddamn the dudes that broke Watergate. So, yeah, it's time to shame them and to fuck them up a little bit, because fuck them. That's basically my philosophy. So I just got to put some artwork in here and just do the finishing touches. Stream with Devin and dude, Brown Fabio just wrote an article. I mean, that's a video talking about how suicide bombing has nothing to do with Islam. I mean, that's pure parody talk. There's also an article some guy talked about. A girl wrote it. 5 things that the government's doing to the Native Americans that's still oppressing them or something. It was pathetic. And I thought it was parody too. It's pure pose law happening constantly. So, welcome. I figured I might as well finish this. I mean, I could have gone on longer, but it's a half-hour video as it is, and so I don't want to belabor the point. Now, I'm going to start kind of bare, I think, here. I'm going to start with just this, and I'm going to scale him to there. Let's see how that sounds.
TYT fan killed 3 police officers.
Okay, so.
Day for local police.
A TYT fan killed 3 police officers. This happened a few months ago. The story came and went. It was one of many stories where cops were being attacked. It happened during the aftermath of the Dallas shooting, where a cop-hating black racist assassinated several police officers.
Okay, so right now I could put in a video. I gotta put in some visuals, What's this one? Looks pretty good.
Did several police officers. This story was not reported on. Oh, the event was, but not his association to TYT. In today's world of fake news, severely biased news, cherry-picked editing jobs, and a total lack of journalistic integrity, the one thing that I implore everybody to keep in mind is please, please pay attention to what you're not seeing. Might seem counterintuitive.
Okay, I think there's another video I downloaded. Just as like background footage. Yeah, details on this one. These are good. Who was the Baton Rouge shooter? Let's throw that in. Kill it. Kill the volume. There we go.
Might seem counterintuitive. We are kind of like moths to a flame. When somebody's talking and they're presenting X, our impulse is not necessarily to think about Y and Z, but you're hearing X for a reason. And oftentimes the silence about the things you're not hearing is deafening. And if you can't hear it, you need to tune your ears because it is deafening.
Okay, I think I'm gonna slide my dude out of the way. I don't need to be the center of attention. I mean, I do, but you know, I'm streaming right now. So let's not get too crazy. And let's turn on the motion blur and let's ease him.
For a reason. And oftentimes the silence about the things you're not hearing is deafening. And if you can't hear it, you need to tune your ears because it is deafening. The Young Turks ignored the story that the shooter in Baton Rouge, Gavin Long, had been a TYT fan for years. He had done reaction videos to TYT where he mimics their talking points, approves of everything they're saying, and praises them for their anti-cop rhetoric.
And I think at this point, I'm going to come in with an image of the Young Turks. And I'm going to go with this obnoxious one. There you go. And I'm going to slide my man back to the middle just to frame it up.
Reaction videos to TYT where he mimics their talking points.
And we'll do a crossfade because it was a bit of a glitchy transition there. So make it all production-y.
TYT where he mimics their talking points, approves of everything they're saying, and
I can actually do that a bit faster.
TYT where he mimics their talking points, approves of everything they're saying, and praises them for their anti-cop rhetoric. He mirrored TYT videos on his YouTube channel.
And we will switch that image out because ADD. And we'll do the election. And we will scale it slightly.
Videos on his YouTube channel, and we shall go over this. But first, a quick refresher on what happened to those cops a few months ago.
Okay, and we come into this, and it seemed like a jarring entry. So what we're going to do is go to the effects, put the stereo mixer on it. I'm just going to fade it up from 0. And we're going to sample it again. We're going to save.
Let's go.
Several police officers have been...
Yeah, it's much better, and you can even extend it like that.
Several police officers have been taken to a local hospital after being involved in a shootout in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. CBS reports that 3 have died. 12 days ago, a black man, Alton Sterling, was shot dead by Baton Rouge police. A shooting in Dallas, where 5 others were killed, followed, where the gunman said he wanted to kill white people.
Another deadly day for local police.
A few months ago.
Okay. I was going to do this video months ago, but I don't know, I just got distracted. There's drama or something else came up, and I just shelved it. And I knew there was going to be a bunch of work involved in this one, and I've already done most of the work. This is just the final pass.
This time in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where 3 officers were shot dead Sunday morning. 3 others were wounded. 1 suspect, we're told, is dead, and there is an active manhunt for possibly 2 others.
So we've got dead cops.
All right, dead cops. That's a good line for me to bring in this image, which is the dead cops. And I will bring in I'm gonna try to keep it simple, I think. Got so many damn pics. Alright. Let me shrink him down so you can see those faces.
Two others.
So we've got dead cops.
Okay, that's something weird with that transition. And that's what it is.
So we've got dead cops. This guy set up an ambush, killed them in cold blood.
Now I talk about this guy, so I should probably show this this guy. I'll use this pic.
Set up an ambush, killed. This guy set up an ambush, killed them. This guy set up an ambush, killed them in cold blood. And I'm glad he's dead. But where did he get his ideas from? Who nurtured his hate?
Okay, I've got another pic of him. And sufficiently goofy looking image. I'll scale it just to give it a little bit of motion. Let's see here.
Get his ideas from? Who nurtured his hatred for the police? Who stoked that flame?
I'll cut it there. We'll bring in another image. Might as well shoot our load here. All right, and in this case, it's a weird background situation, so I'm just gonna duplicate it and then drag it. And that's a weird situation. I'm gonna align it to the right there. That's better. And we could probably animate that one as well.
Stoke that flame. Part of it goes to Black Lives Matter.
Oops.
And the general anti-white, anti-cop sentiment that is so prevalent today. Listen to this clip from Black Hitler.
All right, I'm gonna increase the scale on that to that. We got Black Hitler in the house. Okay, we gotta kill that. Ahuru!
When the police murders an African, this is what happens. First, the pig kills us.
Then, the media tells us we deserve to die.
The judge lets the pigs off.
Guys got conned into it.
And whites donate millions to the killer cop.
But now, there's a new step. African resistance.
Oh, he said African resistance. Oh my god. And they're holding up a picture of the guy, the Dallas shooter.
African resistance. Fist up, fight back. Get these pigs
Off our back!
Fist up,
Fight back!
get these pigs
Off our back! Revolution has come!
off the pigs.
Time to pick up the gun!
Off the pigs.
Revolution has come off the pigs. Time to pick up the gun off the pigs.
Revolution has come!
Off the pigs.
Time to pick up the gun!
Off the pigs. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Make sure to join the African People's Socialist Party at joinapsp.org. Touch one.
Touch all!
Touch one.
Touch all!
Uhuru.
Uhuru.
But when I asked the question, who inspired Gavin Long to
Okay, see if we have any other pics of him. And I'm gonna bring it in. And I'm gonna bump it. And I think I'm gonna, crop it like that. I'm gonna bring in Kurt Cobain.
Touch one.
Touch all!
Uhuru.
Uhuru.
But when I asked the question, who inspired Gavin Long to go kill people, it's not a rhetorical question. We know.
We know. So then let's bring in Genki Poop. We're going to slide him in. Let's shrink that down. Let's get it right. That could work. And if we put that underneath this one. Yes! Okay, let's slide him in. So we're just going to like that. And we're going to do a ease out, not in, out. And we are going to motion blur that. Booyah.
It's not a rhetorical question. We know. Before they took down his YouTube channel, and in the immediate aftermath of his shooting, I went to his YouTube channel. Called himself Cosmo.
And I have images. Let's see, where are those images? Let's find it. Okay, I think this is. This is his channel. God, he had Michael Wood Jr. on this.
Called himself Cosmo. He had a channel called I Am Cosmo. And he had a couple videos on there from the Young Turks. He had this one right here.
Okay, I need an arrow. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life you just need an arrow. Just, that's what it comes down to. I think I have some. Let that computer fire up. That'll suffice, I believe. Okay, now the issue is... Alright, we'll do it in an angle. We will set this blend mode to multiply. There we go. And we will slide it in. And we will do it like that. There we go.
Young Turks. He had this one right here. It was with Cenk Uygur, Jimmy Dore, and some random woman. And it was called Cop Knocks Woman's Teeth Out in Illegal Arrest.
No, I think I have another image of that. So let me find it. This is it.
So it's a fuck cops video, right? Only 3 minutes long, but wait till you hear the rhetoric inside the video. And just imagine that you've got this mentally unstable guy.
Okay. Now let me put an image of myself in there.
Inside the video. And just imagine that you've got this mentally unstable guy listening and absorbing it. Young guy, just soaking in the hatred.
Police officer.
That's loud as fuck. Shut this woman up. She has huge tits. Really big tits. I mean, not that it matters, but you must notice that.
Police officer in Texas was jailed this week for knocking a woman's teeth out during an illegal arrest he made in late May. James Angelo Palermo is charged with aggravated assault by a public servant for the May 29th incident.
So this is the actual video on his channel that he watched and liked.
Against a car. This is so good. He pulled somebody else over, and then when another woman was walking by the crosswalk, he's like, "Hey, what are you walking on the crosswalk for? What are you doing? You're obstructing my arrest with this other chick." Grabs her, asks for identification. She's like, "What are you talking about?" Swings her around.
I love this story. She's telling it like she's some sorority girl and just like, oh my god, you would never believe what happened. Such a biased account of this event. You could tell it's just she has it in for the cops. And she knows she had the marching orders from the boss. It's not. You watch later on, you type in cop into Young Turks on their channel and just look at the videos that you get and just look at the titles and the thumbnail, and that tells you everything you need to know about them.
Slams her on the ground, breaks 2 of her teeth, and gives her a concussion.
What do we think here? I mean, obviously this is, as Bush would say, speculation. But what's wrong with this guy? Is it like a power thing? Is it roid rage? Is it something like weirdly sexual?
I would guess the woman was not white who he did this to.
Oh.
Okay, so
All right, we're gonna freeze frame that because he's a grotesque rodentia, and we're gonna scale and we're gonna position, and we're going to scale it up and position it there. We're gonna bring in angered because it's time to get angry. Angered extra. Let's do that. And we're gonna start big and scale back.
The woman was not white who he did this to.
Oh.
okay, so right off the bat, first comment is to accuse the man of being racist. That's the first place his mind goes to. Let's look at the agenda. The whole reason we're doing this.
Fuckity-doo, I gotta find the agenda now. I'm gonna add to that agenda. I'll have you know. Because there's just more to say. I'm gonna do the linear time. Okay, here it is. And this notoriously does not fit in here. No, notorious. Okay, so we're gonna have to make an artistic choice. And that is my choice. Black.
Goes to. Let's look at the agenda. The whole reason we're doing the video is because fuck the cops. What other talking point do you think we can get to here?
Now, you say to me, Devin, why don't you put that arrow back in there? Oh. And I say, oh, that's tight. But you say it's too big. And I go, oh, you're right. And then you say you fucked it up. And I say, you're correct. And you say, but Devin, it's the wrong color. So then I type in invert. And I click it, and voila. And then, instead of multiply, I'm going to go to screen. And then we can eliminate the background.
What other talking point do you think we can get to here? We don't.
Okay, so we're going to come back with this.
Because fuck the cops.
And we can animate it because we're doing a little bit more protection in this one. Make it a little bit, smooths it out. It's elegant. Very classy. And we will even motion blur it.
The whole reason we're doing the video is because fuck the cops. What other talking point do you think we can get to here? We know the cop is white. So glance over there, look at number 1.
Okay, now we're going to lift this up, and we're going to simply... Actually, there's probably a better way to do this. Fuck it. We're going to go up here. We're going to create a keyframe. We're going to come over here, and we're going to point at it like that.
1, it's a little clue for you. Yeah, white people are racist.
And we want to make it even with the bottom one.
It's a little clue for you. Yeah, white people are racist. Fuck white people. So he speculates.
What the fuck? Okay, we're back.
Just blind speculation that the reason that this cop manhandled this woman was because the woman was black. Yeah, just throw it out there. I mean, what's the harm? Who's watching this video?
Okay, who's watching this video? Let's cut to a pic. A pic of Gavin. Let's shrink it so we can see it in context. I mean, I feel like I should cut that out of its background. All right, I'll try it. So basically, you use the roto brush tool, and it's gonna take some guesses as to what you want. Now this image is kind of saturated and his brown skin is blending into the wood. So the computer thinks that black people are like wood. And the computer's not wrong. Very similar shade. They are the wood people. And is that an earring? I guess it is. And then you can come in and sort of make corrections. I've dealt with this tool and it's been improved in various different versions of After Effects, but it was a godsend because the way to do this before this was to do it by hand. I'm talking about you personally, by hand, draw out each one. Now, if you drew out an outline of this guy, see, it's one thing to do it on a still image. Still image is no problem. I had to do this shit for motion. So when you're cutting out, you're talking about 30 frames a second. It's a pain in the ass. That's how the animators did Snow White. They filmed a girl dancing, and then they put it on a light board, and then they would just go frame by frame and just trace the image of her. So now we see what that looks like, and it looks a bit crap. So what you can do is, well, we're going to shift the edge back, and there should be a smooth. I don't know why these are being, why are those being grayed out? That's kind of bogus. Let me give a little play here. This is where, okay, so I'm going to freeze this. Freezing it just locks it down. It's a weird little thing you got to do for After Effects. Freeze it, come back, and then I want to go to the matte and I want to go to refine. Let's see. Yes. Smooth. Okay, so now he's too desaturated. So I'm gonna go to the effects. I'm gonna go to curves. Double click at curves, and then I'm gonna get the highlights up. There you go. There's some weirdness, but overall I think it's all right. Now I'm gonna have him animate on. Okay, a little bit of an issue there. We just gotta freeze frame this. Oh, okay, we gotta pre-compose it then. Move all the attributes, and now we're gonna freeze frame it, and now we're gonna change its position, and we're going to have him pop up, and we're going to ease him out. Let's see, maybe like that.
I mean, what's the harm? Who's watching this video? I mean, Gavin Long is watching this video. A guy who months later will go out and kill police officers. But no worries. Jim.
All right. So some fucked up shit on his head here, but why is it not? How do you unfreeze it? There it is. Okay, so I basically chopped his head off a bit there. Fuck it. It's too much. I could see the perfectionist in me would sit here for days, just trying to get that right. But I'm happy with it. I'm moving on. I've made an executive decision, and it's just, you gotta move on. Okay. Head is a little bit funky.
Watching this video. I mean, Gavin Long is watching this video. A guy who months later will go out and kill police officers. But no worries.
Let's see it full, actually.
Go out and kill police officers. But no worries. Jimmy did a little bit of research into this one. Turns out that this is the woman in question.
Okay, the woman in question is this. Well, instead of searching through every one of those images, I'm just going to go straight to the source, which is this, and we will do like that. And we will cut the teeth out this time.
That this is the woman in question. And she ain't black, she's white. Sadly, I think it's important to say at this point that even if she were black, that would not be evidence that the white cop was racist. A concept that you regressives will never understand. So you race-baited, inflamed racial tensions, and stoked hatred towards white people and cops for no goddamn reason. Congratulations. Here's what actually happened.
Okay, so let's kill that, and
Dude, I saw him slam the girl on the ground. She has 2 broken teeth. Okay.
New cell phone video of the arrested and charged with assaulting a student at Texas State. The young woman and her family speaking out for the first time. That's where we begin tonight. San Marcos police officer James Palermo was charged and booked into jail this month, a month and a half after the attack. The district attorney's office has since dismissed all 3 charges against the young woman he arrested, Lexi Alpha. KXAN's Erin Cargile traveled to her hometown near Houston for her side of the story.
Good evening. Lexi is in her senior year at Texas State. She had summer classes that had to be put on hold due to attorney and doctors.
okay, I think I'm going to throw on a little bit of Jimmy. Duplicate that layer. Let's drag it up and drag it over here. And let's see what this says.
Lexi is in her senior year at Texas State. She had summer year at Texas State. She had summer classes. At Texas State, she had summer classes that had to be put on hold due to attorney and doctors.
Okay, let's double up that so we can hear it.
At Texas
I would
State,
guess the
she
woman
had
was
summer
not white
classes
who he
that
did
had
this
to be put
to?
on hold due to attorney and doctor's appointments. Her family has racked up more than $14,000 in medical bills. They are now seeking justice and trying to move on with their lives.
The photos are hard to look at, images that will be frozen in the minds of Lexi's parents.
He didn't have to go that far.
I don't know how you fix the damage.
Weirdly sexual.
I would guess the woman was not white. I would guess the woman was not white. Yes, I'm not sure.
But that's funny because look, we don't. So, I would have guessed that she was attractive, that he had like some sort.
Now I'm going to play with the volume on this one.
I would have guessed that she was attractive, that he had like some sort of like weird pent-up rage in that direction. It's like, oh, I'm gonna manhandle this woman.
Sounds a little bit like.
Okay, gotta find a picture of Gank in all of his glory. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Yeah. Slamming with this one. And
Sounds a little bit like projection there, but yeah, again, hacky amateur speculation with zero evidence to support it.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Now, it doesn't really matter because what he did is horribly wrong either way, and so he.
these guys are loud, fucking loud as hell. Okay, Okay, there's no effect on that. Don't know why not. We gotta put it on this one too.
It doesn't really matter because what he did is horribly wrong either way, and so he should be punished, and he is.
Right.
But
that's the weirdest thing when you're around cops, right? You're like, oh, you want to be like.
Okay, so here comes Jimmy Dore.
Let's get rid of this image. It's bugging me. Now, I need a Jimmy Dore image. Oh boy, that's gonna be it's gonna be tricky to find because I haven't been dealing with him for a long time. Shall we go to the internet? Jimmy Dore. Let me do tongue. Oh my god. It's my image. Alright, trust myself. We'll save that. And yes, we import it in. There she blows. Oh, fucking hell, I hate it when it does that. Such a useless feature. It brings in, it makes it impossible to use. You gotta like give it a unique name. There you go. Okay, so we bring him in, and we also bring in a picture of me, and we scale him down, and we.
Okay, so here comes Jimmy Dore on an anti.
And we will animate and scale to this.
Okay, so here comes Jimmy Dore on an anti-Cobb rant. Now just imagine that Cosmo, Gavin Long, is listening to this right now. Listen to what Jimmy's asking.
Okay, so I think I'm going to put in a little Cosmo Kramer here. I got to find the clip. I think there's a couple in here. What the fuck? See, I'm a visual guy. I need to see the footage. Alright, we will do this one. Alright, and we'll make it like that. Kill the volume on that.
Listen to what Jimmy's asking.
Comply.
Okay, we're gonna fade his voice in here. He doesn't deserve it, but there we go.
Compliant.
Okay, let's make sure that this is like that.
Compliant, right? But at the same time, if you don't know they're going to slam your head into a car or something, like you don't want to be so compliant.
Right.
Like, so when do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance? When do you? Because I've been in.
So when do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance? When do you? Because.
When do I fight them? When do I? When do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance?
Okay, so we can keep this graphic, but let's mix it up a bit. So let's move this over here, and let's switch this guy out to, sure, this will work.
When do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance? What a message. When do I fight the cops? When do we resist? I wonder what Gavin Long took that as. I wonder if he thought about that.
And another thing.
Okay, let's take the volume down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Really a principle, but it is in a way. So I just wanted to bring up.
Still a bit loud for my liking.
I just wanted to bring up when the Native Americans when they were extincted by the same people that run this country, my question to you, just something for you to think about, at what point should they have stood up? That's something for y'all to think about. I've already meditated upon it. At what point should the Native Americans, who are extinct, at what point should they have stood up? That's every individual has to think about that individual.
There's tons of Native Americans.
You got to take that within and you consider that. So I'm out here in these streets. Your brother Cosmo, salute to you. You remember, you luck up, you get up, and you don't ever give up.
Congratulations, you became a cop. You're an official piece of shit. Cops are fucking liars. They're criminals. They're brutal maniacs. That's why they're cops. Get that through your head. Those cops aren't out there to do good. They're not out there to protect the Constitution. They're not out there to protect anybody. They're out there to get their jollies inflicting harm on people brutally, because that's why they're cops. If they wanted to help people, they would help those people, but they don't want to help people. They get their job.
And we're going to zoom in at the end here. We're going to scale and position and just make it a very ominous little zoom there.
Brutally, because that's why they're cops. If they wanted to help people, they would help those people, but they don't want to help people. They get their rocks off by doing this shit.
Let's just go with the numbers. Let's go with the history.
So I've gone through all this footage and found clips that I found to be very interesting.
History. 100% of revolutions, of victims fighting their oppressors, from victims fighting their bullies, 100% have been successful.
Oh, by the way, did you hear that? The victim bully narrative? That's pure regressivism. Everything they do is through the prism of victim and bully. To the point where they view the cops as bullies. Like they're just a bunch of jocks running around the schoolyard snapping girls' bras. Ridiculous.
Have been successful through fighting back.
So when do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance? When do you, because...
Through bloodshed. 0 have been successful just over simply protesting. It has never worked and it never will.
Gandhi.
You gotta fight back. That's the only way a bully knows to quit. He doesn't know words.
So when do I fight them? When do I give a little resistance? When do you, because...
He can't understand words, I promise you. He doesn't understand protests. If y'all want to keep protesting, do that. But for the serious ones, the real ones, the alpha ones, know what it's gonna take. It's only fighting back.
So when do I fight them?
Or money. That's all they care about. Revenue and blood. Revenue and blood. Revenue and blood. Nothing else. Don't even think about it.
Nothing else matters.
All right? And another point I wanted to make. All right? That was the point.
So this is a video that Gavin Long viewed.
Okay, so now I can get rid of all this shit. So I find it first. And there it is. There it is. And this guy, get rid of him. So we're talking about this video, so I will use that video. And what is it? What's it called? No, not that one. God, these projects get so big. Here it is. Okay, so let's cut to the middle portion. There you go. Kill the volume, and where does this go? Let's find the audio file. There we go. Okay, so let's bring the kangaroo on top. angered it will be. Let's see what I'm talking about. What you talking about? How's it going, guys? Looks like we got some ladies up in here. Hey, ladies!
That was the point.
So this is a video that Gavin Long viewed, thought highly of, mirrored on his own channel, and took to heart. Here's an image of this video on his channel.
Okay. Well, I better show it.
And took to heart. Here's an image of this video on his channel. His channel is deleted now. 2 days after Gavin Long killed those officers, the Young Turks decided to cover up.
Okay, now I'm going to position this guy over here, and we're going to be bringing in the copyright image, which I captured, which is here. Let's get him all the way up. And what we'll do is we will bring this on in a similar style. We're going to be doing an ease in out, apply that, and then we're going to attach this one to that one. And we're going to add a little bit of thing like that and motion blur it. And ease in out. So.
His channel is deleted now. 2 days after Gavin Long killed those officers, the Young Turks decided to cover up their association with this guy. What did they do? They filed a copyright claim against him for both videos that he had mirrored. Now, one of them should have been under fair use because Gavin comments on it, and I'll play that for you. But here's the other one, and it was gone. This video is no longer available due to a copyright claim by the Young Turks. They never mentioned this during any video on this topic. This was brushed under the rug, and they wanted to wipe their hands of the situation.
Now I think I want to bring in a little Gav, just to remind people what we're talking about. I'm going to get rid of that black trim and kill the volume.
This was brushed under the rug, and they wanted to wipe their hands of the recognize the fact that it was their vitriolic rhetoric, their anti-cop bigotry, that led directly to this guy being influenced to go out and actually kill cops. The Young Turks don't file copyright claims. I've done hundreds of videos using their footage. They've never once done that to me. They did it in this case. And it was hush-hush, and they never mentioned it.
Okay, let's bring in a picture of that fat fucker. Huh. Thought I had another picture of him. Well, we've got to go find it now. Okay. Young Turks, Jack Yeager. Oh God, is that obnoxious? That'll serve nicely. And we'll go to the desktop and we'll bring it in. I'll bring him under that. See fucking. No, I think I like it bigger. And let's animate him.
I've done hundreds of videos using their footage. They've never once done that to me. They did it in this case, and it was hush-hush, and they never mentioned it.
Okay, I want him to be on the screen and say that.
Done that to me. They did it in this case, and it was hush-hush, and they never mentioned it. Take a look at what they named their video on the Gavin Long shooting.
Oh God, this is crazy. Ah. And I'll bring that in on the top. And we will take this one, pump it up, bump it over, and we will take the mask and put it like that. And we will reposition that in the background. There you go.
Video on the Gavin Long shooting. 3 more cops killed, anti-government, sovereign citizen group member responsible. Oh, really? Sovereign citizen. Every other video they've done.
Okay. Now I cut to the footage of the sovereign citizen. If you just type in sovereign citizen on their page, all you're getting is whites. Okay, so I could bring that up over. And kill the volume.
Every other video they've done talking about sovereign citizens has always been a slam against white people. They don't mention the racial element here at all.
My scroller was being really fucked. I did that. I'm not happy. It was not a smooth scroll.
Talking about sovereign citizens has always been a slam against white people. They don't mention the racial element here at all.
Guess I gotta start it there.
Has always been a slam against white people. They don't mention here at all. Of course they don't mention their association to this guy and the fact that they were the goddamn mentors for this man. Right, so the guy tweeting this out in regards to the Dallas shooter.
Okay, the guy tweeting this out. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this image right here.
In regards to the Dallas. So the guy tweeting this out in regards to the Dallas shooter, the shooter was not white. He was one of us. Hashtag my religion is justice. Justice. Yeah, that guy is just a sovereign citizen member. Yeah, anti-government, right. Try again, guys. He was a fan of yours.
Okay, let's kill all that. Powering on.
Right, she was not an imminent threat. He had no reason to arrest her.
And she's not going anywhere. He already said there wasn't a...
Okay. What the fuck is going on? Wow. Okay. Random. I'm trying to write something. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this in the corner. Nobody puts Gavin in the corner. We're going to fade that in.
Threat. He had no reason to arrest her.
And she's not going anywhere. He already said there was.
Let me give it a little more time. Chill. Like I just freaking.
There wasn't a crime that was committed.
I inverted them.
Threat. He had no reason to arrest her.
And she's not going anywhere. He already said there wasn't a crime that was committed. Yet you are black, and I'm a little pissed off that you're not doing exactly what I said. So I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to brutalize you right now in public in front of a school. I don't give a fuck because I'm a cop.
God, he's stammering over himself. His mouth is just, look at him, just red-faced, coked up. I don't give a fuck. You're black. You're fucking blacks.
I'm a cop, and that's why I became a cop, because I'm not a big thinker, and I like brutality.
What I can imagine goes through, I don't know what goes through his mind, but like they've got to think this through differently. Like if you don't think, like I got it. In hindsight, if she'd given her last name, we probably don't have this situation. But you have to recognize as a police officer, what's going to happen if she doesn't? What's going to happen when I touch her?
Okay, I'll go out on a limb on this one. I'll go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say, generally speaking, women do not want their bodies touched by random, strange men. But again, I just went out on a limb to say that one. And specifically, black women. Which I know they don't want their body touched by strange,
their booty touched,
random men.
Of which, in this situation, in this circumstance, there is no risk. You're okay.
There's no risk and no crime.
There's almost no situation. By the way, there's nothing to de-escalate. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, it was a woman resisting arrest again. A black woman was acting like a complete bitch. She was like a couple months pregnant, wasn't even showing, and they're freaking out about the fact she was pregnant. And all the guy did was detain her, and they're throwing a hissy fit. It was completely her fault.
De-escalate. Nothing's happened. They come in. They escalate.
That's right.
The cops came in. You're supposed to be the de-escalator. You came in and escalated the situation.
Okay. So, let's put that. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of all that. Now, you could get crafty with it and do, we could do grunge vignette. And I always want blue, don't I? Yeah, let's look at all this stock shit. Don't give me that, don't you give me that. Just what? Okay, well, take away the grunge and just go blue vignette. Pleasing. Not exactly my cup of tea, however. Oh, I need large. Get this out of here. Teaching the way of the Google. It's like the way of the samurai, but just with Google. No. Okay, I'm just going with that. It's basic, but I'll take it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you're going to bring it in, and you're going to lay it down right there. Yes! And you're going to find that text, which is there. You're going to go over to Effects, and you're going to put a drop shadow on it, but never go with the original drop shadow. You want to adjust it. Add a little bit of softness and take it back to 3. Yeah. Make it 4. There you go.
Situation.
There's almost no situation. By the way, there's nothing to this happen. They come in, they escalate.
That's right.
The cops came in. You're supposed to be the de-escalator. You came in and escalated the situation, which makes no
Exhibit
sense.
A.
Police officers are supposed to make.
The guy was parroting what Jimmy Dore said, and not just what he said, his emotions, what he thought. He's listening to him. He trusts this guy. He's like, oh yeah.
You came in and made it war.
Cops are fucking liars. They're criminals. They're brutal maniacs. That's why they're cops. Get that through your head. And that's the kind of city you want to run, where the cops cuff people, where they already on camera admitted there isn't a crime. She doesn't have to give her name. He
looks like a fucking lunatic, doesn't he? He looks like, I mean, look at that. He looks like a character from Back to the Future. The crazy professor. You add some long gray hair for this guy? I mean, he's aging disastrously. It's really disgusting. It's like his skin is melting off his face. His mouth is fucking out of control. And he has no mastery over his facial expressions. Or his tongue. He's grotesque, man.
So they're illegally, and then you're defending that. They're illegally doing that. So again, this is the culture of America. We're in a police state. Police get to do whatever they want, even though it's illegal. We all know that she does not have to give her name. The cop already said it wasn't a crime.
He's like, what's your name? And the woman's like, I don't have to give me my name. No, I don't have to do that. No, fuck you.
Yet they fucking brutalize her anyway, and the city defends them.
Yes, because they're cops.
Everybody's okay with it because they're cops.
Tongue. Look at that.
No,
even
I'm
mimic the
not
tongue.
Okay with it. I wouldn't give a damn if we have 7 billion people on the planet. And listen, if 6,999,999,000 of you were okay with this, I wouldn't be okay with it.
Oh, he's principled.
I would have rebelled.
Hurt you.
I would have stepped in.
Well, tell us what you would have done, Gavin.
I would have came through.
The looking glass.
I would have not complied.
Got a plan here.
I would have died by protecting that woman.
And you did.
Okay, so we're going to leave him on the screen by duplicating and freeze framing. And then we're going to bring in a kangaroo. Because that's how we do. And there it is.
And you did die, but you didn't protect anybody. You went out like a bitch, and you shot a bunch of innocent cops, and you rage quit from your pathetic, failed life.
Here's a live leak of the situation.
I have no idea what's going on right now. The fucking police, they got a sniper over here on Be Quick on
Airline, here.
Bitch. This nigga,
Here.
I don't cuss on my Facebook. I'm nervous.
Nigga is cussing?
Y'all gonna have to excuse me. This man, look at this. Y'all have no.
Look at here.
The police are this man.
Here. Get over here.
This man is shooting at the police. They probably finally just got him. He has a mask on, looking like a ninja baby.
Ninja baby.
Nice little sniper rifle. He is military. I don't know who this man is. He about to start popping again, baby.
Clap back.
Y'all need to go around back.
He's trying to clap back.
Y'all need to catch him back. Back. Go back. Back.
Look at these chicken heads.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
If my life, listen, she's gonna be protected. Period.
Oh, he was a real man.
Whether my life gets taken or not.
Oh, it's taken. It's gonna be taken. You're about to be not yourself.
And this is a
Not
man's
alive.
duty. You see, I'm not okay
To protect that booty.
with it. Whenever it's a black man, then it's domestic
Who's this
violence.
nappy-headed hoe?
But see, what I see when I look at that,
You're dead.
a woman. See, these officers aren't thinking.
Fuck you.
So I'm not thinking.
What?
I'm instincts without thinking.
That's the stupidest
This
thing
is
I've
what I
ever done in my
mean.
life.
You gotta start being like this, because they're not thinking.
I refuse to.
No.
Okay, let's put another freeze frame because I like this image of him. And let's bring in use Danik.
No. Instincts without thinking sounds like a terrible plan. Look where it got you. You got Darwined.
So you have to go off instincts. Thinking, you'll start confusing shit. You'll start second guessing natural instinct, which is natural law. You are naturally prone.
Cause you make me feel.
Again, I don't see
You make me feel.
Yeah.
You make me feel like a natural woman. Ooh, you make me do. Ooh.
You see?
Yes, we do see. You don't respect authority, you don't respect law and order, and you sure as hell don't respect the cops. And you kill cops, but then a cop killed you. So, kablow. How you like me now?
There we go. There we go. Oh, God. They got him.
No, they didn't get anybody.
They got him. Oh, my God. No, they didn't. Oh, go. Go. He's behind us. He's behind us. Right here. He's behind us. Go that way. Get down. Down. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't. Fuck that damn female.
Just like he said, they're defending her. The damn city is they're defending the cops. The city is defending the cops. Who's there to defend the woman? Just like he said. We see this all over the place. White women, black women, Asian women. This is everywhere. This ain't no race thing. These motherfuckers is animals. They're not thinking.
Cops are fucking liars. They're criminals. They're brutal maniacs. That's why they're cops. Get that through your head.
So this is what I see. I'm not thinking. I see two men.
God damn. Is this fucking crazy? I'm gonna win the Pulitzer Prize for this video.
Both armed.
All for free. For friggin' freeloaders.
Attacking a pregnant woman who was not attempting to harm them.
Attacking a pregnant woman. She was resisting arrest and she wouldn't give up her name.
She's a woman. She's not attempting to.
Oh, God.
That's all I see. Two armed men. Again, let me repeat.
Yeah, simple.
Because this is very simple. Again, thinking when you start thinking, you're gonna complicate.
Don't think.
It doesn't take this.
This black man has real advice for a generation. Don't think. Act off instinct and totally disrespect the cops.
Shit.
Two cops.
One woman.
Peace officers.
Both of the men have weapons.
Yes, because cops are supposed to have weapons. And she's supposed to abide by the cops' commands. And if she'd given up her name and stopped resisting, then there wouldn't have been an issue.
And they're slamming her to the ground.
And she was barely injured. It was a minor non-event, but look at the emotionality and the hatred.
By the city
being stoked.
Defending the cops, they are legally defending tyranny. This is the definition.
Right.
Legally and literally defending tyranny.
It's a modern-day James Wilkes Booth.
And when it comes to tyranny with me, rebellion is a responsibility.
Homie, don't play that.
Oh my God!
Alright, I will chill this one out a little bit because these girls are shrieking. Stereo. There we go.
Oh my God!
Alright, I'm gonna drop it down to 66 and I'm gonna fade it in so it's not so jarring.
Oh my God, he's about to get his ass, bitch! Oh my God, please, I got my son in the car.
I got my son in the car. You shouldn't have had a son.
She's lying on her stomach.
Okay, so that's a weird entry into this. So let's stereo mix that. They're just having a circle jerk about fuck the cops. Meanwhile, the cops are out there saving lives, saving the women's lives in the car there, just protecting everybody, women, children, everybody. But forget that.
She's lying on her stomach. And
okay, that's not good enough. I want to do it like that.
She's lying on her stomach, and with the parts that's getting everybody is she's screaming, lying on her stomach.
Yeah. So what do you do in that situation if you're there? If you're a person and you see these cops,
thought about that right.
You see these cops brutalizing.
Is saying like they're the ones who are supposed to be helping me, but who is supposed to help me when they are attacking me?
I imagine that I would have been like. I feel like I would have, you know. I mean, you're in. First of all, I want to go up to her, and I want to say, like, take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And I'm saying to the cops, could you just give her a moment?
Oh, Ben, it's like they're playing fan fiction with how would I respond in this situation from the safety of the future. So I'm living in the future. I'm under no threat whatsoever. I'm not risking or sacrificing anything. And let me tell you how I would just navigate through this moral dilemma. Great, thanks, Ben.
They would crack you in the head
and they'd hit me with like, don't approach this.
They wouldn't want you to come close.
They wouldn't want me to come close.
Get away, they're gonna. No, they would get away, and if you don't get away, they're gonna crack your head too. So what do you do in that situation? You just have to walk away and let an agent of the state brutalize a woman. Brutalize a pregnant woman.
You take out your phone, you record it, but you know it was already recorded.
So you just what if they started punching her?
Right, then
so you just let it go?
I don't know. What would you do?
At what point do you step in?
What point do you step in?
I will open my trunk and get a tire iron, and then call my dad.
See, he backed out of that. He actually, that's where his mindset and his energy and his rhetoric was. I'll go get a tire iron. But then he kind of heard it and thought, this is kind of ridiculous. So then he tried to say, I'll call my dad. So he just bailed out with like a non-joke punchline. But he's dead serious. And that's why Ben Mankiewicz pushed back. And he's like, I don't know, when would you step in, Jimmy? Like, what do you want me to do? In fact, John Iadarola said, well, yeah, what can you do? It's like, yeah, we would want to help out, but what can you do? As if to say, it would be insane to try to physically accost or, rush a cop. That's what's going to get you killed. That's what you cannot do. But Jimmy's like, no. He's punching a pregnant woman. And just because he's from the state and they give him the authority to do this and he has a weapon, so what, you're just going to sit there and watch it? You're going to take it? And guess who was watching? Guess who was watching that interaction? This dude. He was watching and he was listening. And he killed 3 people and now he's dead.
And then call my dad.
Egging and...
Okay. I will screenshot that because I'll just let them know what I'm talking about. And I will come in with normal.
Egging and it's a call to violence. Jimmy Dore wants you to be violent with cops. What's it gonna take? She was pregnant. Tamir Rice was 12. Here's another viral video and another. We've cherry-picked it and we're putting it on a loop. When are you gonna step up? When are you gonna be a man? Come on. When? Take action.
Here's what I'm not doing.
Oh, so Gavin Long is...
Okay, so I'm going to freeze frame him. And let's bring in... there we go.
So Gavin Long is responding directly to Jimmy Dore now. To Jimmy Dore's call to arms, chastising people out there. What are you going to be, a pussy and just watch a police officer do whatever? You're not going to fight him? You're not going to take action and be violent against him? And here's Gavin's response. I mean, yeah, let's listen to what he's got to say, but actions speak louder than words. We know what Gavin's response was. And we know what fueled him. It was the Young Turks.
I'm not sitting and watching. That I don't know what I would do. And he says he'll get a tire iron. I don't know what I'll do.
See that? He didn't take that as a joke. He said he'd get a tire iron. That's what he heard. That gave him permission. Don't you guys see that? I should have explained this in the video. I hope it's obvious. It should be. He said get a tire iron. I don't know, man. I'm not sure where I'd stand on that, but I don't know. Come to think of it, maybe I'll go out and get a gun and start putting my bullets where my mouth is.
I don't know what I'll do.
Smiling.
But I'm not.
And I think to hammer that one home, I'm going to look for motherfucker. I'm going to look for this image and just let you know that the shots you're hearing are what killed these 3 men. There we go.
But I'm not sitting and watching. That's what I'm not doing. Everything else is off of that.
Well, we do know what you're going to do.
Okay, so it looks like I have some B-roll here. B-hole. How's my people doing? How y'all doing? I'm grinding. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, we got Chrissy here. What up? Thomas, hello. Toxic chat. Cool. Wow, Raphael here. Hanging out, yeah, it's a late night, 1:30. I'm going to be watching some Walking Dead after this. I'm catching up on season 7. I'm just diving in. I've skipped a couple seasons, but just trying to figure out what the big deal is about that show. It's unbelievable to me. Hello, Miss Nalty Puffs. How do you pronounce that? I know who you are, but I never pronounce your name. Aaron is a 9/11 truther. Okay. Raph makes all talk. So Raph is making enemies with everybody he comes in contact with. Is that a true thing? Like, I've never seen somebody go, yeah, I'm cool with Raph. Aside from myself, I've never heard anybody say that. Andy Western is in the house. It's incredible. I mean, what the hell? All right. Continue.
Well, we do know what you're going to do. So in that moment, we have an impressionable young man who's
going to go half resolution.
Young man who's obviously fucked up, and we have people impressing ideas upon him. And those ideas were to stoke his hatred, to be sensationalistic, to have no integrity in the covering of any of the stories that they do. They exhibit bias, distortion, hysteria, and intellectual dishonesty constantly. In that moment, Jimmy Dore could have said, look,
just because I'm a cunt, I'm gonna get crafty with this right here. And right there, what you're gonna do is splice that, and you're gonna come back here, and you're gonna splice it there, and then you're gonna take this little clip, and you're gonna rotate it horizontally. There you go, so you can see that was the dude.
Any of the stories that they do. They exhibit bias, distortion, hysteria, and intellectual dishonesty constantly. In that moment, Jimmy Dore could have said, look, even if a police officer is in the wrong, violence is never the answer. Like Ben Mankiewicz said, you videotape it, you prosecute, you notify the authorities, above him if you've got to, his superiors. Instead, Jimmy wants more. Jimmy is rabid. And Jimmy got it. Now, will he take this? No. Now, will he take credit for this? No. No. The Young Turks washed their hands of this. But wait a minute, are the Young Turks even aware that broadcasters can influence the minds of those who watch their program? Is that a concept that's lost on them? I wonder.
And he continues to lie about what Planned Parenthood does. Planned Parenthood does not sell baby parts. It doesn't sell baby parts, you fucking piece of shit liar.
Classy, Anna, you friggin' hook-nosed wannabe Latino bitch.
Okay. Let's freeze framer. And let's bring in... And we'll bring in...
Classy, Anna, you friggin' hook-nosed wannabe Latino bitch.
Stop fucking lying about it. It drives me crazy. You want to know what else he said? Let me read you a quote.
Tell us, Anna.
Okay, this is
Dumb
from
bitch.
the November 30th edition of Fox News' O'Reilly Factor, okay? Planned Parenthood is in the baby parts business and deserves much of the harsh criticism directed toward it. The situation is reminiscent of the assassination in 2009 of Dr. George Tiller, a late-term abortionist in Kansas, okay? Here's what he continued to say. For $5,000, Tiller would terminate any pregnancy for any reason. He was nicknamed Tiller the Baby Killer. He was killed because of people like you, Bill O'Reilly.
Those three cops and...
Okay, let's find an Anna pick, shall we? I think it's time. Why does Raphael irritate everybody? What is it about him? It just gets under your skin? It's like he individually creates enemies with everybody he comes in contact with. Every time I go to the chat. Alright, where's Anna? There's no system here, as you can see. There we go.
Those three cops in Baton Rouge were killed because of people not like you. You. You people, the Young Turks.
But Bill O'Reilly doesn't... report that. He lied. But Bill O'Reilly doesn't report that. He lies. Lies over... He lies over and over again and makes it seem like, oh, you know, this guy, he was killing viable babies. That's what he was doing. And then someone went out there and freaking killed him, shot him to death.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Anna...
All right, I'll come in with the fat brown bee.
Anna, you lie, sensationalize, smear, degrade, disrespect, and stoke hatred against cops, till the point where one of your fans went out and killed three of them.
So the fact that Bill O'Reilly is defiant on this issue, refuses to accept the fact that his rhetoric is violent and it leads to death, shows you what a hypocrite he is when it comes to his pro-life stance.
Anna,
Okay, let me get one more good image of Anna. Anna, come to me now. I know you're out there. I know you're somewhere, Anna. That'll work.
Anna, my responses write themselves. Your rhetoric and the Young Turks' rhetoric is violent and leads to deaths. What did you think the end game was going to be with all of your anti-cop rhetoric? Where was that supposed to go? You churn up the hatred, the fear, the animosity, and then you just take a step back and go, oh, no, we're against violence.
He's not pro-life. He's about controlling women. He's about feeding into this exploitation of abortion by politicians, and that's all it really is. He's a terrible person. Bill
Better than
Bill O'Reilly is a terrible person.
Yeah.
And he has blood on his hands. I'm going to be absolutely clear about that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, even if he thought, and it seems crazy, but even if he thought that saying the baby body parts business over and over for months wasn't responsible for this guy going in and shooting up the place and then saying no more baby body parts, even if you thought that, maybe the next time you broadcast, you wouldn't repeatedly use the term baby body parts business over and over and over.
The other major story from over the weekend.
This is a terrible reporting from him, but whatever. A long time ago.
Dr. George Tiller was shot in Kansas, and he was a abortion provider, fairly famous, made famous partly by the anti-abortion crowd, who have always hated him, and made him a celebrity in their hatred of him, and definitely aided and abetted by Bill O'Reilly, among others, who kept calling him, because they thought they were so clever, Tiller the baby killer. And there's a clip of O'Reilly on the web now where he says for about 1 minute and 40 seconds straight, it's one clip after another where he calls him baby killer, baby killer. It says what he did was the equivalent of the Nazis, and that he executed and terminated babies. And when you use language like executed and terminated, what is the proper response for that? In a lot of people's minds, they...
If you use terms like executed and terminated, what's the proper response to that? Here's a video. Cops patiently wait for excuse to execute man. Then video of cops executing homeless man enrages community. And LAPD executes homeless man in the street. So by his own logic.
Response for that, in a lot of people's minds, they think, well, if he's executing babies, we have to make him stop. In fact, Bill O'Reilly and other conservative hosts would say from time to time, George Tiller must be stopped. And so a crazy guy goes and stops him by killing him.
You know, it's interesting though, because
I think I'm gonna throw in my kangaroo. Just like that. Just gonna let that sink in.
Stopped him by killing him. Killing him.
you know, it's interesting though. Because he's talking about provoking violence, and he's the person who repeatedly referred to a late-term abortion doctor as a baby killer again and again and again, and he doesn't want to take any responsibility for that.
Again and again and again.
Okay, so now we need graphic. We could do back to this. And let's do
again and again and again. Well, you know what?
He doesn't want to take any responsibility for that.
Again and again and again. Well, you know what happens again and again? I just typed in cop into the Young Turks YouTube channel, and here are the videos that came up. And I wonder if the message is... Here are videos that came up, and I wonder if the message is clear. If you watch this channel, like I do and like Gavin Long did, you'll notice a theme. You'll notice the repetition of a singular message, and it's not unclear. And that message is, fuck the cops. The cops are brutalizing you, the cops are criminal, they're savage, they're evil, and we must fight against them. Cops freak out.
Okay, now I videotaped that. So let me go to it. Zoom it in. And maybe kill the volume.
Repetition of a singular message, and it's not unclear. And that message is fuck the cops. The cops are criminalizing you, the cops are criminal, they're savage, they're evil, and we must fight against them. Cops freak out when armed residents
Okay, let's try this. And we're going to a third. We'll skip every 2 frames.
They're evil, and we must fight against them. Cops freak out when armed residents answer door. That's a fuck cops video. Cops arrest woman for on one on him. No, she was not arrested for doing. Look.
It's lagging. All right, I'm gonna go to 5 frames.
At the title and already debunk it, but just forget that. Cop fired for not killing someone. Right. Great journalism here. Cop's body cam footage leads to murder charges. A cop committed murder. Again and again. McKinney police chief speaks sanely on raging cop. Cops are raging. Cop kicks black man in face in brutal video. That's not race baiting, right? Because the fact that he was a black man, that was the definitive part of that story. Cop gets away with punching and seriously injuring handcuffed woman. Black man pulled over for making direct eye contact with. Cop arrests cop, and that's when her trouble begins. Jesus. Cop who shot fleeing black man charged with murder. Citizens pull over cop, demands ID, and it's amazing. Fight back against those cops. Cop caught planting evidence. Cop kills teen, then sues family for $10 million. That's a black guy and a white cop. Well, I'm enraged. Cop tased teen into brain damage. Miami cop brutally assaults handcuffed woman. Cop punches woman at parade. Cop sees gun. Cop fires. Cop kills teen holding Wii controller. Buffalo cop fired for doing the right thing. Cop body slams middle schooler. Teen choked by cop after refusing to show ID. Unarmed man shot at by cop while trying to save daughter's life. Cop in brutal killing of homeless man wants his job back. Woman's face shattered by cop in cell following DUI. Crazy cop harasses skaters. Cop pepper sprays handcuffed suspect. Cop beats suspect with shotgun. I mean, do you get the idea? It's one note, and they beat this drum constantly. And it's sickening and stunning that these people refuse to take responsibility on any level for the actions of Gavin Long. Though they did take action, they covered up their association.
Okay, I'm killing it there, and I'm cutting back to that shot of this.
They covered up their association. So they did do that. I would like for you to remind the Young Turks.
And we're going to scale that. And scaling usually doesn't go into the position you want, so you're going to position it how you want it.
So did do that. I would like for you to remind the Young Turks that we are not going to forget this. And just because they're not going to cover...
And I want to come back to some more Gavin. Oh, Gavi. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do new details. Yeah. This is going to be tricky. Watch this. I'm going to plop that in, and then I'm going to see what it does if I lasso it to that.
Because they're not going to cover it, doesn't mean I'm not going to cover it, and you shouldn't be.
It fits. That's cool. There we go.
Because they're not going to cover it.
But we want to start with a bang, with that musical upbeat. And let's get that music going. I'm coming up, boom, boom. I want the world to know.
I'd like for you to remind the Young Turks that we are not going to forget this. And just because they're not going to cover it, doesn't mean I'm not going to cover it, and you shouldn't be aware of it. The hideous bullshit that channel pumps out is not only false and dense and retarded, it promotes violence. This is just the anti-cop rhetoric that we're talking.
Okay, and I'm going to put in Holler at a Boy. And let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to put it up like this. Yeah, he's usually in the center there. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, like it's just over my shoulder. And we're going to mask it right like that. And we're going to mask it down like that. And we're going to lasso that to that. And we're going to extend. We're going to extend it, scale it up. Yes. Oh God, I'm having an orgasm. Oh, it's tight. Okay, let's see.
And retarded. It promotes violence. This is just the anti-cop rhetoric that we're talking about. You want to talk about promoting violence? They are full-fledged promoting a race war. You talk about the tension between blacks and whites in America, these people are dumping gasoline on that every day, and they do it to serve their own interests. They do it for the money.
Oopsie. Kill the volume. Okay. I'm gonna
race war. You talk about the
bring them in right there.
You talk about the tension between blacks and whites in America. These people are dumping gasoline on that every day, and they do it to serve their own interests. They do it for the money, for the clickbait, and for the virtue signaling. My criticism of these people is not just for shits and giggles. I'm aware at how people are eating.
Okay. Let's chill it out a bit here. We will chill to the level of 10.
My criticism of these people is not just for shits and giggles. I'm aware at how people are easily influenced. And that's why if you have a platform, if you claim to be the news, if you have any sense of decency or honor or common sense, you should be held accountable for the disgraceful and heinous shit that you promote. And on the top of that list is your hatred of cops. It exhibits your preposterous obsession with trying to take on bullies. It's some sort of ridiculous.
Okay. I want this to be over here, and I want it to be okay, I'm gonna slide over here. No, you freakazoid. And while I'm talking, I'm going to request that right around here. I'm going to be very gentle with this, but I'm going to up my volume to 122. Let's see how that looks.
You talk about the tension between blacks and whites in America. These people are dumping gasoline on that every day, and they do it to serve their own interests. They do it for the money, for the clickbait, and for the virtue signaling. My criticism of these people is not just for shits and giggles. I'm aware at how people are easily influenced. And that's why if you have a platform, if you claim to be the news, if you have any sense of decency or honor or common sense, you should be held accountable for the disgraceful and heinous shit that you promote. And
okay, I think I want to make my move earlier. Yes.
Decency or honor or common sense, you should be held accountable for the disgraceful and heinous shit that you promote. And on the top of that list is your hatred of cops. It exhibits your preposterous obsession with trying to take on bullies. It's some sort of ridiculous public display.
Now, I'm gonna do a zoom in there.
With trying to take on bullies. It's some sort of ridiculous public display of self-therapy that you're doing. Oh, you were bullied. You didn't have power. So now you're gonna get back at those who do. And you're gonna go after cops. Cops who get paid next to nothing and who risk their lives and are an essential part of our society.
I'm gonna bring in the cops again because it really is, it comes down to them. That's what we're talking about here. So we're going to bring them in.
You didn't have power, so now you're going to get back at those who do, and you're going to go after cops. Cops who get paid next to nothing and who risk their lives and are an essential part of our society. Yeah, you view them as the bad guys. They're the fucking heroes. You don't care about the facts of a given situation. You run on emotionality, bias, hatred, and selective editing. Well, I've taken notice, and I think you owe the public a video on this topic. You've gone after Bill O'Reilly dozens.
Okay, I'm going to, from right here, I'm going to switch to a Young Turk video. Where is it? Yeah, let's do that one. And we're gonna chill it on out. Put it up a couple pixels. There it is. And we're just gonna, yes. Oh God, Devin. Dirty.
Heroes. You don't care about the facts of a given situation. You
actually keep all that. Keep all that. And then yes.
Notes, and I think you owe the public a video on this topic. You've gone after Bill O'Reilly dozens of times for his role.
Now let's flash forward to Anna. Let's get a little splice of Anna in there. Oh no, a little gank. That's good. And then we'll get a little Anna in there being a snot-nosed bitch. There she is. Yes, and then let's get a little Jimmy in there. Where you at, Jimmy? There you at. Alright, we'll take it right there and we will do the same thing. And kill fine.
The reason that man's dead, just like you guys are obviously involved in the reason why these 3 cops are dead. I'd like for you to be held accountable for that, because you're not just cop haters. You inspired a man to be a cop killer. Shame on you. With that being said,
okay. Shame on you. With that, I'm going to come back to Jimmy.
killer. Shame on you. With that being said, fuck the Young Turks and long live the cops.
Okay. Now all of this goes. Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. That.
Oops.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep. I'll end with a Patreon request. Because, as you can tell, this takes time. Time is money. And let's see, what am I doing here? Okay, we're going there to there, and we're gonna pop him up right quick. Ease and whiz, and we're gonna go out, and we're gonna try elastic. And let's try that. And let's try full, and let's see what it looks like.
What I'm saying?
And we'll give it a second. Okay, that's the end of the video. That's a 33-minute video. Thank you for joining me. I will see how Raphael has fucked the chat. Oh, that's the word "the." Okay, let's get rid of it. Start to render that. We'll go to sleep, wake up, and upload. You know, this is how we do it. And let me end with a little bit of this action.
Damage control. Until then, atheism is unstoppable. Until then, bronies are unstoppable, all right?
Oh, is that powerful? Good lord. My program is fucking up, so I gotta close it out. Fucking sick. They have an amazing work as usual. All caps from Ref. Could be messing with people. Hello. Devin would eventually start working at TYT and move in with Jank's wife. Thank you for coming. I think I made a good video. Yes, I love Eurovision. Miss Neil deGrasse Tyson, fucking love that dude. Yeah. I don't know what he's up to. Devin, brilliant job. Thank you for highlighting the race baiting propaganda speed by TYT. Yeah, I mean, and this one it's race baiting. They're always race baiting, but it was the anti-cop stuff which really spoke to Cosmo. And on top of it, just a dab of race on top. He did kill a black cop, but I don't think he cared at that point. He was committed to killing cops, and that was spurred on by the events that were typically highlighted by black victims of white cops. That's what got him to the line. Devin, it's Steve. Thank you. Well, thank you, Steve. Steve who? Shots? A Eurovision stream? Well, we're in the off season right now, but once the new ones start coming in, I love Devin more than Eurovision. That's a bold statement. I'd like to see more stuff about your family, your grandfather, and his passion for the kalimba. Yeah, my father's car's license plate is kalimba, and there was a documentary that was going to be made about my grandfather. There's been one before, but they were trying to do another one. Some guy in Denmark or something was trying to get that going, and I think it ran into some obstacles, but they came by and interviewed my dad, and it was a whole thing. Devin, won't they try to copyright your video? Who? No, nobody will. GAD has a blinking problem. Now let me open this up. When are GAD and Room going to be booted? I mean, really, atheism is so dead and buried at this point, and I started to shift my lineup to being people who are anti-regressive. But what this election has taught us is that being anti-regressive is not enough. You have to also be sane and have some moorings, have some, bearings in terms of, just sanity. So, as far as I'm concerned, any support of Trump or any failure to understand what was at stake in that election is basically a total deal breaker, and I can't really support you. So I'm taking the shirts out of the store, and I'm definitely going to be switching things up. What would be the movie of your life? Oh, what would the movie of your life be? Called, Devin. Is that Khal Drogo? It would be called The Story of a Grower, Not a Shower. He came, he saw, he came again. How about that? How much does that program cost? I don't know. I downloaded it. You can too. BitTorrent, look it up. But thousands. I mean, no, several hundred. I mean, I think they've switched to a per month model, and Adobe, they rape, so they're doing okay. It is fun though. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Oh, there's Dan's in the house. Yeah, he's talking Brooklyn already. Well, it's like an hour. You're an hour away. I got to fly across an ocean, but I was just in Brooklyn, and it was markedly different than Manhattan. And they go hard in Brooklyn, but they also go ghetto, and they go Jew. Brooklyn. Devin isn't a shower. Yeah, shrinkage. Okay, let me. Okay, it's starting to render, and this will take a while because we got half an hour. I've done videos with Brooklyn We Go Hard. In fact, I think it's my origin story. Kangaroo origin story.
Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard. Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard. Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard. Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard.
Hello, everybody. I am in Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona, as we like to call it around here. I'm going to give you a little backstory that I found to be a little bit amusing about the image I selected for my kangaroo. The origin of the kangaroo is as follows. I was creating a video for the creation debate and was highlighting the part where Bill Nye basically annihilates Ken Ham because he explains to him, like, if Noah's Ark landed in the Middle East, why are there kangaroos in Australia? And wouldn't we have found any remains of kangaroos or fossils of kangaroos somewhere in between the Middle East and Australia? That's not even counting the fact that they would randomly decide to all, en masse, travel to an island, somehow get there. Anyway, I needed an image of a kangaroo, so I Google searched it. This one spoke to me. I love the expression. I love the colors, like these soft greens. And I thought, okay, good, let's do that. The other day, though, I recently was thinking, I wonder where I got that image. So I sort of reverse engineered, little Sherlock Holmes style, and found the website that I got this kangaroo shot from. Now, who do you think took this photo? Do you think this is National Geographic or some sort of Australian tourism board, or perhaps a scientist, some sort of atheist out there in the enlightened land of Australia where atheism abounds? Atheism is not some reviled thing. It's actually very common down there. Was it some humanitarian naturalist who was on his way to teach biology at the local school? No, actually it wasn't. And here's the caption for this picture. To my great delight, it reads as follows. Hello from sunny Australia again. Couldn't resist snapping these kangaroos up at church this morning. The tall one would be nearly as tall as I am, as it stands upright looking at me. I'm a safe distance back, zoomed in. So it was a woman on her way to church who happened to take a picture of this kangaroo, which makes it to me even more priceless, that the kangaroo is almost looking in disdain and shock and horror at this person carrying on the moronic traditions of thousands of years ago. I feel that this kangaroo is an atheist. He is an atheist. Or she, I can't tell. There's foliage at the part where, I have no idea. I have no idea what a kangaroo penis looks like. It could be corkscrew, like a pig. I actually have no idea what a pig penis looks like, and I don't feel the need to look it up online, although I probably will, because the thought of it is now embedded in my head and will sit there and burrow into my subconscious. Anyway, in her little bio on her blog, she says this. Hello, I'm Karen. Welcome to my blog. Here, and she explains what she's going to do on her blog. Here I share snippets from our life as a family of 10 in rural Australia. Everyday happenings, photography, gardening, homeschooling, and my love of quilting. I choose to find beauty, contentment, and joy in my everyday life. Having you visit is wonderful. So, so the answer to the question, what is that icy stare of the kangaroo? What is he looking at? He is looking at a homeschooling mother of 10 in rural Australia on her way to church. Now, if that isn't priceless, unintentional comedy, beautifully ironic that I would choose this image and that this image would be snapped by this person. I love it, quite frankly. It's beautiful, and I hope you have a lovely evening.
Oh, look how nice I am. Look how nice I was. No F-bombs or anything. Unbelievable. I think I heard my girlfriend cooking in the background. I wish she was here cooking now. I'm hungry. Oh, yeah. So, more people. It's been fun. I hope you have a good night. What is it? Friday tomorrow? Yeah. That's pretty cool. So enjoy that. And talk to you later.